Air France announced Concorde will retire. Air France would fly their last service in May, British Airways in October. The crash did not kill Concorde. It just gave them an excuse to look at something they had been avoiding: the numbers. Let's talk about the sonic boom. When you go faster than sound, you create a physical pressure wave. In 1964, the U.S. Air Force tested this over Oklahoma City. The residents, well, they hated it. Hundreds of broken windows and constant complaints. So countries around the world banned supersonic flight over land. The United States formalized the ban in 1973, and soon it was banned everywhere. Concorde's world shrank. It was restricted to the ocean. And here is the economic problem. The most profitable routes are trans-Pacific, like Tokyo to Los Angeles, huge markets. But Concorde could not touch them. So you are limited to the Atlantic. But in 1973, the oil crisis hits, and oil prices quadruple, and this is where the economics completely break. Think of it like this. This is a Ferrari. It holds 100 people paying $1,200 a ticket. This is a bus. It holds 400 people paying $500 a ticket. The Ferrari makes one trip fast, while the bus makes one trip slow. But the bus brings home 2 times the cash. Also, Boeing built over 1,500 of these buses. They made only 20 Ferraris. When you need a part for the bus, it is cheap and mass-produced. But when you need a part for the Ferrari, it is a custom order that costs a fortune. The 747 did not win because it was better technology. It won because it was a better business. Orders for Concorde evaporated. Only 2 airlines ever operated it: British Airways and Air France. No one else. This created an economic death spiral. With only 20 aircraft, there was no mass production. Every spare part was made in tiny batches. By 2003, the fleet was aging. They still required a flight engineer, a position modern jets eliminated decades ago. The cockpits were analog while the world had gone digital. Then Airbus sent the memo saying they would no longer provide parts. To upgrade the fleet or build new ones was financially impossible. And here is the truth. Concorde never made money consistently. The governments had subsidized it from day one. Without that backing, the economics never worked. Speed lost to scale. That is the answer. But someone thinks they can solve it. Boom Supersonic is building the Overture to fly New York to London in 3.5 hours. United and American Airlines have already ordered planes. They are trying to fix the flaws, using sustainable fuel, targeting business travelers with a smaller plane, and working with NASA on quiet supersonic tech to solve the sonic boom. But the challenges remain. Regulations still block overland flight. Fuel efficiency is still an issue, and the scale problem, building enough planes to make parts cheap, is still there. Will it work this time? Will the economics pan out? That is the question Concorde never answered. And only time will tell if Boom can. Which brings us back to the only supersonic plane we actually built. October 24th, 2003. The final flights. Tickets sold for absurd prices. People paid thousands just to be on board for history. Look at their faces. They are not traveling. They are mourning. The last British Airways Concorde landed at Heathrow at 4:05 p.m. Pilot Mike Bannister made his final call.
Speedbird Concorde 2 is on the ground for the last time.
Now they are in museums, behind velvet ropes. You cannot fly them. You can only look at them. Airlines are businesses. When a plane costs more to run than it makes, you cannot keep flying it. That is not a choice. That is just math. So the flight time to London went back to 7 hours. Enough time to sleep, enough time to get bored. Enough time to forget you were doing something remarkable. We traded exclusive for accessible and fast for affordable. More people fly in a single day now than flew on Concorde in an entire year. Maybe that is the right trade. But something was lost. The ambition. The idea that we should build things just because they are remarkable. The numbers made sense, so we chose the rational option. And now the fastest passenger plane ever built sits behind glass, while kids ask their parents, "Why don't we fly like that anymore?"